So let's get real with Jimmy Goh. Jimmy, tell me about your first subdivision development.
I did one 3-lot subdivision.
Yeah.
3-lot subdivision. It was a very good project.
Congratulations.
Very smooth all the way.
Oh, lovely.
All the way. And the thing was done according to schedule and within the budget. The amazing thing is we got the end product, the title, in conjunction with the completion of the building.
So how long ago was that for you?
3 years ago.
3 years ago?
That's about, yeah.
Brilliant. Congratulations. So tell me about the due diligence that you did before buying the block.
There are many factors to consider. For me, I take particular interest in the neighborhood. Also look around the availability of the services for connection, and also look at the topography, also look at what are amenity around, yeah, and what is the medium selling price. So that when I do my calculation, I make sure that I'm able to sell the price with the profit margin of 20%, equal to the medium price of the suburb or lower, so that there is a chance of making money.
So you're looking for the end sale price to be lower than the median price?
Lower or equal. It's easier to get the financing.
Yep.
In the eyes of bank, you put something way above the suburb
so
medium
you're thinking
price.
about the customer and what your customer is going to buy from you and the ease of sale. Brilliant.
So that you work backward, your total development cost, you put in your total revenue, which you can receive. Then you look for the total development cost, then see the figure, whether you can achieve by selling with at the median price of the property, whether you can achieve any 15 to 20% margin profit.
So whether it's a development or a subdivision, that same model applies.
Absolutely. It is a business, right? The reason you make money from subdivisions or development is you are creating a product and selling to a customer, right? So the same concept applies, like what my dad said. The cost versus the revenue, if there is a margin, and whether that margin is something you're happy with to take on, the risk involved and the time involved and the effort involved to doing a subdivision, that's the factor.
Well, that's brilliant. You mentioned the idea of margins, whether you're willing to take it on. The more you know about a block, the tighter the margin and the more confidence you have you can tolerate to take deals on and repeat. But if your knowledge is a little bit hazy and your confidence isn't really that high, you'd want a greater margin to offset any problems that you don't see through ignorance or a lack of knowledge. So tell me about one of the best projects that you've done for a client of yours, let's say. It went really smoothly.
Yeah, this project is 24 lots.
24 lots?
Yeah, it was a
big one.
Townhouses, yeah, 24 lots, and we get the subdivision completed, also within the time frame.
Yeah.
Also within the budget expected by the customer.
On budget.
The customer are very happy with us. So
justified.
We get a good reference in the
Wonderful.
Google.
What made it smooth?
Yeah, I think smooth is we have to be proactive, and also dealing closely with the council and other supplying authorities, services authority. And we always want to make sure the problem will not surface before it happened. Even it come up, we have to nip in the bud immediately.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and work closely with advising the customer regularly, so the customer have been updated regularly. So the client is very happy. Along the way, he learned something.
Brilliant. At the end of the day, there's nothing worse than not being all across the various fires that will pop up throughout the process.
And there are fires.
There are many fires to put out, right?
Yeah.
Just like any business, is no different to any other business. You're really in a lot of problem-solving mode.
And the idea is to get them at the embers rather than the massive
That's
bushfire.
Right. That's right. And as a developer or a consultant for the developer, you really have to be always on your toes and making sure that you try to just like the arcade game, you put out the fires everywhere as quick as you can.
Yeah.
And that's really what happened, I think, in that project my dad described. It was a 24 lot up in southeast of Victoria, and
Wonderful.
it was very smooth.
It goes down to then picking the right people to know the area. Do you need a lot of area expertise if you're going to take on a subdivision?
For us, we are dealing with so many councils in Victoria. Yeah, it's impossible to know everyone and close to them. But we try to build up a good rapport with the council, especially the planner, so we can get their blessing sometime. Sometimes we are advised what to do.
Yeah, that's a clever approach. I mean, if you're doing a subdivision, getting into the inside lane of the council would be really
or the
valuable.
good side, basically.
Goodwill,
right?
for that.
Yeah,
So even as a developer, right, if you are trying to do a project in that particular municipality, right, it's always a good idea. It's never a bad idea to try to create a relationship with them. And oftentimes they are receptive to it, right? I mean, imagine their jobs. And every day they're getting complaints, like, if they approve a development, they complaints from people who are NIMBYs, if I say that. Or if they don't approve the development, they get complaints by the developer side, right? It's a tough job for them. So if, all we can do really is to be as fair and reasonable with them without getting emotional. And then you create the rapport. And as my dad said, today, we have many councils that know us and generally help us.
I want you to think now, you're at a barbecue, one of your younger family members comes up to you and says, I want to do a subdivision. Where do I start, Jimmy?
In this world, there's no shortcut. There's no shortcut. You need to be patient. Yeah, you need to learn something. If it's new to you, we have to learn more. As I said earlier, proactive. Try to pursue what you want. And also, bear in mind that for this subdivision game, it's not something simple.
Yep.
It can be complicated. So if you get stuck financially or get stuck in your own time, there will be disaster. Yeah, this subdivision, everybody can come in, no problem. But they need to have a guidance.
Yeah.
Cut short their learning curve.
Yeah.
Or mentors, right?
Yeah.
Mentors or
mentor,
partners.
yeah.
For example, my dad was a mentor to me.
Yeah.
From the very start. And that's why today I think I'm sometimes a little bit more bolder, I think, than my dad in terms of risk profile.
Yeah.
But the same thing applies. Sometimes I try to push too far, and my dad ground me back. And that's what the mentorship role does. That's key because it's not easy. This journey is not easy, as my dad said. It is full of risk, full of effort, and if a project fails, down goes your credibility as well.
Well,
right?
and your confidence.
And your confidence, and it can be a tough place to crawl out from if you sink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Subdivision doesn't necessarily need to be that hard, but it's important to get the right people around you. It is not a game you want to play solo, and you absolutely do not want to go into this with an arrogance that says, I can do anything and shoot from the hip. There's a consequence to that. We want to ready, aim, and fire the purchase of our land. We want to have a team around us that allows us to do what we need to do with that block and to advise us what block is going to be the right one to be playing with. Next week, we're going to get into starting in developments. See you soon.